More plates equals more dates. But is that actually true? Hey guys, I'm Tony, and in today's Tuesday Thoughts, I'm diving into whether getting stronger really helps your dating life and how big my bicep really is. Just kidding. But how big of a role physical traits play overall? Let's find out. This thought popped into my head when I was emptying the plates from the dishwasher in my first vlog.
Plates. More plates, more dates, they say. But these are different kind of plates. Soon I will be lifting different kind of plates. But first let's practice with these ones. You know what I'm saying? More plates, more dates, they say. Someone says. It's some channel on YouTube. It's some podcast channel, I think. More plates, more dates. Is it true? I think it is. Actually, that's a bit dirty, but actually there's evidence of that. Some report says that it's true. More plates equals more dates, more attention from opposite sex, and more sex when you are stronger and have more muscle. So if you lack sex, you should go to the gym and work out. Build more muscle. Lift more plates. Get more dates. And I'm not speaking of the dates, those eating kind of dates.
Let's dig deeper into this.
Do more plates really get you more dates? And I'm here to tell you, of course they do.
So it was Jeff Nippard who surveyed 50,000 people to find out if being stronger, leaner, and more muscular increases dating success, happiness in a relationship, and overall attractiveness.
Are you kidding me? Even Jeff Nippard got a date. And Jeff Nippard's a manlet, a hobbit, if you will, just like Coach Greg. In fact, he's even shorter than Coach Greg, perhaps 5'4", maybe 5'5" with heels. And so if Coach Greg and Jeff Nippard can get girls, clearly it has something to do with the weights.
Muscle make you more attractive? It's a good question. I wanted to find out, so I asked 50,000 people.
These kind of surveys are probably not the most accurate because sometimes people lie.
Do you think more plates equals more dates?
Girls care more about your personality, not so much like how much weight you're lifting.
People on camera are going to say things that they don't actually believe. Oh yeah, it's not the muscles. It's got to be my personality. The truth is, of course, it's both.
How much can you bench press? How many partners you've had? Women tend to say less and men tend to say more.
Would you be more likely to go on a date with a guy if he can bench press at least 2 plates?
I don't care.
Oh, I don't care.
And would you be more likely to go on a date with a guy if he has more muscle?
Yes.
And so I don't care if the guy can bench press 2 plates, but I like a guy who has a lot of muscle. How do you think he got all that muscle? From benching 2 freaking plates. Oh, I don't care how much the guy can lift, as long as the guy's jacked. Guys don't get jacked from not lifting weights.
Now let's see if the bigger benchers are actually scoring more partners.
Of course we are. Speaking on behalf of all the big benchers out there, guys are getting laid. Girls, they like a guy with a big bench press.
And on the y-axis is how many lifetime intimate partners you've had. As you can see, more plates does, in fact, equal more dates.
Not surprising. Why do you think that is? Guys who can bench press 405, they have huge chest, arms, shoulders. They're probably over 6 feet tall. And so as you get taller and bigger and stronger, the chances of you getting a girl, they're going to go up. It makes sense. What do you think girls look for when they see a man? They're looking for looks, they're looking for personality, and they're looking for money. And not many of these 405 benchers are short manlets like Coach Greg. And so if you do in fact bench press 405, you're likely a tall, jack guy, and you're going to get a girl.
Men who benched more than 4 plates had, by far, the most partners, with a lifetime average of 16. I found this shocking, honestly. I figured the really big bench pressers would be so focused on the gym that they wouldn't have as much time or energy for getting around.
Jeff, you don't think Jay Cutler can get girls? Guys like Chris Bumstead, the likes who are bench pressing 405, these guys can get all the girls they want. They just choose not to. It doesn't take that long, that much energy and time to get around. 16 partners, it takes probably about, I don't know, for most people, 2 minutes to do the deed. If you're lucky, you're going all night. Perhaps you're going for an hour. And so let's round up to an hour. You don't think most men have 16 hours of time in their lifetimes to hook up with girls?
But if your bench press is your weakest lift, don't worry, because when you look at every single survey respondent, you can see that clearly there are people with a low bench press who've had loads of partners, and clearly there are people with a big bench press without as many. Oh, and the same trend held for the squat and deadlift. Lift doesn't seem to matter much. It's the fact that you're strong that seems to count. But what about women? Do you think stronger women had more partners too? Or did being stronger actually lower the partner count for women?
Of course it does. Girls who are stronger probably also on steroids. If you're on steroids, you're probably going to have an increased libido. You're also going to be in the gym all the time. And what do you think you're doing at the gym? You don't think you're having chit-chat with all those guys benching 405? And so what do you think is happening in those gyms? And so I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And this is what you need to know. Gym girls, they get around.
Showed the same trend as men. More strength meant more partners.
I'm telling you, gym girls get around. Did you doubt that? Did you think it was all the girls that couldn't pick up the dumbbells that weren't getting laid? And so the next time you look at a girl, she's got the biceps going on. You know what she's been doing.
What about muscularity? You don't necessarily have to be muscular in able to be physically strong.
This is a graph of your muscularity and your number of intimate partners. The most jacked guys had the highest number of partners with an average of 11. The research does show that muscularity is positively associated with, quote, mating/reproductive success. But what about women? There you go. Same trend here.
But do women really find muscular guys attractive?
Which body do you find most attractive?
What level of muscularity do you think is most attractive? This one. Okay.
The most attractive physique was level 3. Over 41% of women said they found level 3 the most attractive. Only 10% of women found level 5 most attractive. In fact, more women preferred the second level of muscularity than the 5th level of muscularity, and that's coming from my audience. Women presumably already more into the gym and possibly biased toward a more muscular look.
So, as Jeff here says, this survey is biased. But what we can learn here is surely that women in general don't like over-muscular guys.
Level 2 is easily attainable with a relatively healthy diet and just 1 or 2 full-body workouts per week. While to get to level 5, you'd not only need to spend a lot more time in the gym, you'd also probably need to supplement anabolics and deal with their less than desirable side effects. Only 10% of women said they found level 5 most attractive, while 33% of men are chasing this physique. That's a big gap.
So what's the point of me getting there then?
Since many men do train, at least partly with the goal of attracting women, and on average, women don't prefer level 5 as much, and since getting to level 5 would potentially impose health risks, for some, it might be worth reconsidering your goal.
It doesn't necessarily hurt to have higher goal. If you set your goal high, you may end up somewhere in between. If you just keep in mind that your physical attractiveness or muscularity or strengths doesn't define you or your worth as human being, so you won't tie your self-esteem to your progress in the gym, then it's okay to have higher goals, I think. If you just are mindful about that. Not many people end up there on the top anyways, if they try. So I think if they just have higher goal, they might just be more motivated to pursue the gym and end up somewhere in between, which is like optimal in every aspect, unless you are competing in bodybuilding.
The strongest correlation with dating parameters was, oddly enough, bench press strength.
That's pretty impressive.
Men who could bench more seem to go on more dates, be more likely to be in a relationship, and just do better romantically overall.
So we can clearly see there's a positive correlation between success in dating life and physical strength and muscularity. But how big of a role does that play compared to other physical traits? And what about non-physical traits?
The analysis, which looked at more than 170,000 subjects. Out of these 6 physical traits, which do you think was most strongly linked to mating success? Maybe it was height or
Voice pitch?
it was actually strength and muscularity. But if you dig into the data, all 6 of these traits combined only accounted for about 5% of the variance in mating outcomes. In other words, these 6 things that everyone fixates on don't account for 95% of what goes into romantic success.
So the non-physical stuff is more important to you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Of course, physical attributes do matter, but even more important, believe it or not,
Is he gonna say it's the personality that counts?
is being a good person.
Of course it's not the personality. It's all about the bicep.
Being kind to others is consistently rated as one of the most attractive qualities for people of all genders and sexual orientations. The real reason that women seem to dislike nice guys is that when women picture a nice guy, they're thinking of someone who's needy, clingy, and desperate. But it's the neediness and the clinginess that's unattractive. If you're someone who has their shit together, meaning you take care of yourself, you set goals, and you have other cool stuff going on in your life, and you're kind to others, you're going to come off as much more attractive than someone who's just a jerk or an asshole.
So let's do a recap here. What have we learned here? We have learned that more plates indeed equals more lifetime intimate partners. The more weight you lift, the more dates you'll have in general. There are some exceptions, like always, and specific exercise doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are a man or woman. Conclusion: people who are physically strong are having more lifetime intimate partners. And the more muscular you are, the more lifetime intimate partners you have. This also applies for men and for women. The most attractive level of muscularity in men, according to female, in a scale from 1 to 5 in the group of women who work out themselves, is 3, which is average. And maybe even lower among the women who don't work out. But wait a minute. Then why do more muscular guys have more sexual partners? If women really don't prefer heavily muscular guys? Well, that's probably because with more muscle comes higher libido and sex drive. That's probably the biggest reason here. It's not that you couldn't have more sex if you tried with average physique. When noting the female preference, you would probably get even more sex with an average physique than with a bodybuilder's physique. And then there is that factor that more muscle might affect positively in your self-confidence and therefore in your ability to approach more women. According to this Squarebot answer and this study here about the correlation of physical activity and self-esteem. Physical traits all combined only accounted for about 5% of the variance in mating outcomes. So strength and muscularity account only a tiny fraction of all the factors that play in having success in dating life. So if your goal is to get more dates, then working out is probably not the secret key you should be first using to unlock that goal, although it can boost your confidence in dating life. And it is healthy and has many other benefits, so you should definitely work out or exercise. But if you're not getting as many dates as you would like to have, you should ask yourself, why is that? Usually the answer is related to your non-physical traits. The first thing you should ask from yourself, are you approaching people to get dates or not? If not, then it's pretty hard to get any dates if your physical appearance isn't like God-like. So you should work on that. If yes, ask yourself, am I really a good and kind person? If not, you should work on that. If yes, ask yourself, am I needy, clingy, or desperate? Be honest. Are you a simp? If yes, you should work on that. If not, ask yourself, am I confident in talking with other people? If not, you should work on that. If yes, then it would probably be a good idea to hit the gym, to be honest, and work on your other physical traits. If all of the above things are checked, then there is only physical part left, probably. And there are many ways to improve on physical part as well, even if your genetics are not that good. So either way, there is always something to improve in, and that's part of my channel, Unlocking Dreams Through Self-Growth. So if you liked the video, hit the thumb up button and subscribe. Turn on the notification if you don't want to miss my future videos and more thoughts and some knowledge maybe about life and self-improvement, traveling, all that good stuff. See how I personally improve myself every day and one step closer to my goals and my dream life. I'm turning the key on that lock every day, just a tiny bit. See you in the next video. Stay strong. Or not, it doesn't matter that much when it comes to dating life. But I can say that it feels good to have this muscle here. I'm not the most muscleless guy. I think I'm on that scale, that average, which is best when it comes to female. So here I am, single man. All the ladies. Yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing.